So we're going to look at a couple more unit analysis problems. In this first one, we want to convert 74 inches into feet and inches. So the first thing I want to do is find out what the conversion fact for inches to feet is. And I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So the next thing I want to do is find out how many times 12 goes into 74. Okay, so one of the ways to do that is just to do the long division by hand, 12 into 74. So 12 goes into 74 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Here the 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. And if I subtract, I get 2. Okay, so what this tells me is that if I want to convert this into feet and inches, I have 6 feet and 2 inches. Okay, so 74 inches converted into feet and inches would be 6 feet 2 inches. So it's very helpful to do the long division to get the remainder right here. This remainder is the number of inches. Now let's compare that to what I get on a calculator. So if I pull my calculator up and do 74 divided by 12, I get 6.16 repeating. Okay, now that doesn't tell me that it's 6 feet 2 inches. What I can do if I want to trick my calculator into giving me the remainder is subtract off 6, because I know the 6 is the whole number. That's going to be my amount of feet. And that gives me just the decimal portion. To find out the remainder, I need to go back and multiply that again by 12. So if I multiply that remainder by 12, it's going to give, or multiply that decimal by 12, it's going to give me that remainder of 2 inches. Okay, the long division is the preferable way to do it, but you can verify by checking yourself on the calculator like that. Okay, so that was an example of converting an inch unit into a feet and inches unit. Let's check out the next example. I'm looking at 100 meters, and I want to convert this into yards. Since meters are metric and yards are American, we're going to need to look up a conversion fact. Okay, so the conversion fact I have is that 1 yard is 0.9144 meters. Okay, so meters are going to be on the top of this fraction. So I can write a 1 underneath. It's going to let me know that meters on the top, the conversion fact for meters must go in the bottom so I can get meters to cancel. So it was, I believe, 0.9144, those are both 4s. 9144 meters was the same as 1 yard. Let's check back to make sure I wrote those numbers down right. 1 yard, 0.9144 meters. Okay. And again, that's going to allow us to cancel meters. And that's going to give us 100 on the top, 1 times 100, divided by 0.9144. My 4, there we go. Okay, and that puts it in yards. Alright, so let me divide those together. 100 divided by 0.9144. Gives us 109.36 yards. Oops, 36 yards. Okay, so just another 2 examples. Sorry about the sloppy handwriting on this one. Okay, I'm going to do one more example. In this one right here, we're looking at a European carpet company that sells carpet for $3 per square meter, and I only have a yardstick to measure my floor, which comes out to be 123 square yards. Okay, so I'd like to talk about this example because the units, rather than just being yards or meters, are square yards or square meters. So when I write this down, it's 123 yards square yards. Okay, that's another note. Like anything squared, when you have something squared, yards squared is the same thing as yards times yards. Just like when you have 4 squared, same thing as 4 times 4, right? Yards times yards makes yards squared. I'm going to need that fact to be able to write the conversion. Okay. Now, I still have up here, I'm going to use this conversion fact again because I'm working with yards and meters again. So 1 yard is 0.9144 meters. Okay, and I'm going to need to put yards on the top here, so I'm going to put yards on the bottom. Okay, and 0.9144 meters in the top. Okay. Now, this is only a single yard. It's only going to cancel with one of these yards, but there are two, right? Yards is yards times yards. So I've got to do that again to cancel with the full thing. 1 yard, 0.9144 meters. Okay. So yards times yards will together cancel with yards squared. Okay. It's safer just to even write, instead of yards squared, to write yards times yards. I need the conversion fact twice because the yards are squared right here. I've got yards and yards right there. Okay. Now the net result, my units are going to be meters times meters, which will give me square meters, which is what I want to get. I want to get not just meters, but square meters. Okay. So I'm going to take my 123 and I'm going to multiply it by 0.9144 and again by 0.9144. So I've got 102.84. 102.84 meters square meters. Okay. Now that's answered part of my question. The carpet company sells carpet for $3 per square meter. This is how many square meters I need to carpet. What I want to know is how much is it going to cost. So far I've answered the how large is the room. I need to answer the how much will it cost question. So the cost, it was $3 per square meter. So if I multiply that by 102.84 square meters, I can put a 1 underneath just to show that it's a fraction, or that it can be written as a fraction. Multiplying this way is going to have meters cancel, and it's going to give me flat dollars, just a price in dollars. Okay, so let's multiply those two together. Oops, wrong tab. Get calculator again. 102.84 times 3. My total cost is going to be $308.52. All right.